Reluctant Sisters podcast. My name is Adrienne. I am the Reluctant Knitter, and I am coming to you from Southern Connecticut, where I live with my husband, Sean, and our Great Dane, Elizabeth Bennett, who you can hear rummaging, probably. Welcome back to any returning viewers, and welcome to any new viewers. I hope you like what you see. Where you can find me, I'm on Instagram as The Reluctant Knitter, on Ravelry as Reluctant Knitter with no E in the knitter. And we have a podcast group, the Reluctant Sisters podcast group, where we have some things going on. So I guess I'll jump right in. We have a KAL, sorry. I was like thinking, should I say something more? This is a bi-weekly-ish podcast about mostly knitting, but you know, whatever. I don't even know. It's not even bi-weekly-ish. This is the third week. It's been 3 weeks since my last podcast. I knit. This is where I talk about my knitting, and I also go off on tangents about other things. So there's that. And every time I start to podcast, my nose starts to run. So there's that too. And I'm also conducting so much static electricity right now, and I am sweating from the inside out. So all those things are also currently happening on this episode. We have a KAL going on. We have the cold weather KAL. This is running from January 1st until March 19th. That is the first day of spring. It's to kind of, well, it was started to kind of get excited about cold weather stuff. So anything that you wear in the cold weather is included, minus socks. There is just one thread in the Ravelry group, so you can chatter and post your FOs, and you can also post works in progress, and you don't have to finish it before March 19th to be eligible for the prize. So I will pick one prize from the thread, whether it's chatter or FO or unfinished object. And whips are included. I don't really care how long ago you started it. Whatever. It's fine. I don't even care. Prize. I picked a prize, guys. So I picked a prize from my stash. I have had prizes donated to me, so I picked a prize. If the winner is somebody who donated the prize and would prefer not that skein of yarn, please let me know after I've picked the winner and it's you and you feel that way, and I will pick something else. But this is the one that I picked. I felt like it was a nice spring color. This is Ancient Arts Yarns, hand-dyed in Canada, made in Italy. It's 100% superwash BFL. It's 4-ply fingering sock weight. It's 437 yards for 100 grams. And the colorway is cherry custard. I've also picked a Notions pouch that my sister Sarah made. I have like a ton of these, so these will probably be not just this one color either, but or one pattern, but this would probably be in most of my prizes because I have them, and I also have some stitch markers for you. Okay, so I picked this nice blue little Progress Keeper blue flower, trying to keep it with the springy theme. And then I picked blue because I have these stitch markers. I made them for Rhinebeck. And they're just little dangly bead stitch markers. So there's 3 different shades of blue. I don't know if you can see it, but 3 different shades of blue. So that will be your prize. So get knitting, get posting, get chatting, and that's it. What I'm wearing the Suburban Wrap by Joji Locatelli. This is like one of my favorite knits. Sorry, I just have my notes. I have my notes over here, and so I'm trying to get the, I don't know how to work stuff. I don't know how to do stuff. Okay, so Suburban Wrap by Joji Locatelli, one of my favorite knits that I have. I love the yarn, I love the stitch patterns, I love the KALs, I love it all. So this is what it looks like. It's long, triangular, rectangular, not triangular. Okay, so the dark bluish, grayish color is Madeline Tosh Merino Light in El Greco. The yellow is Hedgehog Fibers Skinny Singles in Pollen. And the variegated yarn, let me get this one, is La Bien-Aimée. It is the 2017 Rhinebeck color, Automne à Rhinebeck. And there you go. I finished this in September of 2018. So that's pretty cool. I can't believe I've been knitting that long. I've been knitting longer than that too, but that's like, it's just weird. Anyway, well, that's what I'm wearing. All right. Oh, that's the wrong thing. There we go. Let's get to it. I have no FOs. Sorry, not sorry. But I do have some whips. I have 4 of them. I will talk about them now, and I have worked on all of them. So the first one is in my little, I call it my Rhinebeck Memories bag. My sister Sarah made it for our recent trip to Rhinebeck. We stayed in a camper. We got an Airbnb camper, so it's a little camper bag. I am knitting vanilla socks for my husband on this, in this bag. I don't know. This is what they look like. This little Rhinebeck stitch marker sweater. It says Rhinebeck or Bust by Katrinkles. That's where I was last time, so I've knit a little bit. This is Mustache Yarns in the Perfect Sock Silk Self-Striping OCD. It is Dark Side of the Moon, 80/20 superwash merino nylon. I'm knitting these 2 at a time, toe up, magic loop on a 2.25 US size 1, fixed circulars, ChowGoo 40-inch, 100 centimeter fixed circulars. I do a Judy's Magic cast on. I do an afterthought heel on almost all of my socks, so I'll be doing that on this. And that's the game. That's a story. That's the whatever. That's all I have to say about that. I have another whip. It is Living in a Bag, also made by my sister Zara. It's a peacock bag. It's one of my favorites. Love it. Begged her to make it for me, and she did. I am knitting a sock head slouch hat. I'm sorry, I can't remember who. I mean, all of my show notes are down below. That's something I should have said in the beginning. All of my show notes are down below. So I've linked to the project page, so you'll be able to see who designed it. I'm sure many of you are familiar with it. So my little progress keeper there by Charmed and Dangerous. It's a pet rock. So cute. That's where I was last time. My beginning of round marker is a sushi, octopus sushi stitch marker from Bead Passion. The Bead Passion on Etsy. So I'm knitting this out of Mondim. I was just watching a podcast this morning, so I think I've been saying this wrong. I've been saying Mondim. It's 100% Portuguese wool. The color is 205, and it's 100% Portuguese wool and a fingering weight. And I'm knitting this on 16-inch fixed circulars, ChowGoo, US 2.25 or 3 millimeter, if you prefer metric. So I'm knitting just this to pattern. It's 4 inches of rib, 9 inches of stockinette for the crown, before the crown decreases. So, and that was purchased as a gift. My friend bought that for me, I should say. I don't know why I'm saying it so weird. Purchased as a gift by my friend from Portugal. My friend's not from Portugal. She was visiting Portugal and she bought it for me while she was in Portugal. Sorry, I'm being really weird today. Hi, Lizzie, babe. How you doing? Oh, okay. I will hold you. I can't hold you. Oh, hey, easy. Gentle. Good girl. Good girl. Oh, she's now turning around to put her butt on me. My next whip is living in another bag, another gift. It's a bag, proud to be a knitter, tote bag. A friend got me. So this is the All of the Lights cardigan by Joji Locatelli. I coveted this pattern since she designed it for, I think she designed it for VKL 2019. And I was like obsessed with it. And she, oh, okay. I just freaked out because this was sitting in the thing and I'm like, oh my gosh, did my needle come unscrewed? It didn't. I had to start this on smaller needles, and so I just stuck them inside one of the cakes because I've been using it as a cable needle as well. And it was just poking out. That's fine. So she knit this for Primrose Yarn Company. It was like a partnership or whatever, but I cannot afford a sweater's quantity of Primrose yarn. So when I went to Rhinebeck this year, last year, whatever, 2019 Rhinebeck, I bought Miss Babs. It's a Yowza. It's a DK weight yarn, 100% superwash wool in the Mother Earth colorway. So that's what I'm knitting this out of. I am knitting this. It was started on a US size 4, I think. Yeah, US size 4, 3.5 millimeter. And then you switch to, I think it's a US size 6, 4.0 millimeter. And I'm knitting these on my interchangeables, my Licka interchangeables that I got at VKL 2019. I'll show you where I'm at. I'm really loving knitting on this. Loving. It's not mindless, so I don't get to knit on it all the time. But anytime I have like a chunk of knitting time, this is what I choose to knit on. So here I am. Oh my gosh, can you even stand it? I can't stand it. So this little stitch marker, it's a little pickle by Charmed and Dangerous, is where I was last. I'll back up a little bit. There you go. I'm really obsessed. I love the feel of the yarn. I love the needles. I love the pattern. It was a little intimidating at first because it's like 112 charts. It's not really 112 charts. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 charts. 6 charts. So that it's a little intimidating and you have to be really organized. Now, generally, I do not print my patterns to paper, but I did this time. I'll just show you really quick because I didn't love any of the way that any of the knitting, what am I trying to say? Apps, because there's just so many charts. So I had a better time just printing it. I'll show it real quick. And then I got like, what's it called? Tape, highlighter tape. I cannot think of words today. Highlighter tape. So, so that's what I did. And once I kind of like wrote down, I'll show you really quick, like what order the wrong side and the right side is supposed to go into. And then that's how I just followed the charts. And now it's pretty easy. I can definitely read my knitting. I can't necessarily read what line comes next, but I know what chart I'm on without having to look at this. I just look at that, like if I really am having like a moment and I can't think. But I know what chart I'm on, and then I can just look quickly and see what row I'm on with my highlighter tape, which it's fine. I don't love it. It's all right. But it's working for what it is. So I'm at the point right now, Liz, where's my yarn, dude? So I'm at the point right now where I'm supposed to put in the pockets. So it's been like, I've taken a little break from it, a few days break from it because I'm just a little bit nervous. Liz, stop. I have my phone on my ironing board, and so she just put her chin on top of the ironing board. So I took a little break from it for a few days just because I'm a little bit nervous. I want to make sure that I do it right for the pockets, and I just want like a chunk of quiet time, like an hour or whatever, to kind of figure out what I'm doing. So I haven't really had that. I'm not using a cable needle on this. I'm only using a cable needle on this one because it's 6/6. But on all the other ones, I'm not using a cable needle. So if you have the opportunity to learn how to cable knit without using a cable needle, I would recommend doing it just because it's so much easier. It like takes the extra step out of it. I haven't really like held it up and really like looked at it. It's so hard when you're doing something like row by row by row. It's like then to sit back and look at it, like look at this cable. Can you see that? Oh, divine. I can't wait to finish it and wear it. So that's that. Have I talked enough about it? My last whip is my blanket, my Fireside Gingham Afghan. I don't have the picture of it, and I've said it a billion times, so you think I'd remember who designed it, but it is a free pattern on Knit Picks, but it's not like designed by Knit Picks. There's like an actual designer. So I'm crocheting this, actually. This is my very first crochet project that I started. I've since started and finished a Baby Yoda stuffy, but this was the first thing I ever crochet, sorry. So it's going to be twin size. So this is the width of it, and then I'm just knitting the length. The little pizza stitch marker is from Sucre Miniatures. That's where I was last time. And I'm plugging along on it, and I'm really enjoying it. It's very easy. It's called, I think I've said this before, but if you're new to the podcast, I'll repeat myself. It is an intermediate pattern, technically. I think it's because of the color work, but I've never crocheted a project in my life, and I'm not having a problem at all. You just need to know one crochet stitch, and it's super easy. And the color work is very easy. If you've ever knit color work, it's much easier than crocheting. I mean, crocheting color work is much easier than knitting color work. So I'm crocheting this on a size F. I don't understand hook sizes, by the way. It's like some of them are in millimeters and some of them are in letters. I don't understand how that happened. So I just want to let you know that I'm confused about something. I think you guys should all know when I'm confused. That's it. That's all I got. I don't have any procurements. I did put in a Knit Picks order, and I should be getting that today, maybe? I don't know, actually. There's two things I'm waiting for, so I'm not sure which one's coming today. I also won a prize. I think it was 200 subscriber giveaway for D Heart House podcast. I mentioned her previously. I think her name's Alicia. So I'm really enjoying watching her podcast, and I won a prize. I never ever win a prize, and I think it was like 5 people, and that's like how low the odds have to be for me to win anything. But I'm really excited, so I'm excited to get it. So I'll show that off in the next podcast. I don't have any real talk. I guess I could later on in this episode, but I don't have any scheduled real talk. And what I'm watching knitting podcast wise. So I'm actually watching a few, but I'll just mention one that's new to me. I think it's Ereili Knits. It's Ereili Knits. It will be linked down below. The host's name is Riley. I can't remember, does she design stuff too? But anyway, I really like the podcast. I really like her. The one thing that I do just have to say about it is that the volume is really quiet. I don't know if she's soft-spoken. I've never been a soft-spoken person. I project. So I don't know if she's just really soft-spoken or if the microphone is not, but I have to turn the volume like all the way up. And on a previous podcast, I think she had said she's sorry about the volume, but wearing earphones will help. I rarely wear earphones when I'm watching podcasts because I'm usually home alone when I do so. And I've done it on my TV before, but then I'm also like reluctant to do that because then I'll forget that the volume's all the way up and I'll put something else on and then it'll like startle me. I wouldn't say I'm easily startled, but I don't like loud noises. So I actually haven't fully watched her last podcast because I wasn't really like in the mood kind of to like hear like that. But maybe just for hers, maybe I will just put earphones in just to watch hers because it really is good and I really like it. So go check her out. What I'm watching, not knitting. Let me just take a drink of water here. Let's see. Not really watching anything non-knitting. That's not true. My husband and I are watching Zumbo's Just Dessert. Stop. Zumbo's Just Desserts on Netflix. It is hosted by Adriana Zumbo and Rachel Koo, I think, and she's a culinary personality from England, but it's in, this is set in Australia. Adriana Zumbo is a pastry chef or whatever, and he's Australian. So it's an Australian dessert cooking competition. And I like it because I am like a candy freak. I don't love desserts as much as I love candy, but it's like really cool. It's kind of like the set is kind of like whimsical, like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory kind of. So it's kind of fun. So we've been just hanging out watching that. I'm trying to think. I finished The Crown. I really enjoyed it. I know that Olivia, what's her last name, the actress that plays the Queen in season 3, had not been getting like a very warm reception. They didn't really like her, but I thought she did great. I really, really enjoyed her. So yeah, I finished The Crown. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Not really. Yeah. What I'm listening to, currently nothing. If you followed my last pod, it was the last one or the one before where I talked about The Devil in the White City, which is a book about, it's a book about the World's Fair. I'm going to stop saying it's a book about H.H. Holmes and the World's Fair because it's really not. So I actually completely and totally just stopped listening to that. So if you have any recommendations for any good audiobooks, I would warmly welcome them. I like lots of different stuff. I like fiction. I like biographies. I like autobiographies read by the author. Those are some of my favorite. This is not a toy. It's a prize. So if you have any book recommendations, that's where I was going with it. Book recommend. She's like literally crouched down looking at me underneath the ironing board. She's so weird. Let me know. That's that. Sorry, man. Pretty boring. I haven't really been up to a whole lot. I've been trying to start working out again, which I didn't do this morning because my legs hurt really bad. And I'm going to New York City on Friday, so that's that. And I've just been busy like with work and stuff, and it's really kind of lame-o. So I have a boring life. I guess that's it. I feel like it's kind of like whatever, but that's what you get, man. Sometimes it's not a very exciting episode, but it's an episode, and I'm glad I was able to do it, and it's been nice chatting with you, and I hope you like the podcast. Like and subscribe if you want to, or dislike. That was a whole thing. But anyway, I guess I will hopefully have a finished object for you next time, and I will see you soon. Bye.